majority of players who played for the country. It's a big day for polo here at the President's Bodyguard Parade Ground, and we have no less than 6 players out of 8 who have been a part of the national polo team. And we have with us many respected veterans of the President's Bodyguard. A special welcome to all the Savars, families, JCOs, officers, and of course, all the respected veterans. Thank you so much for being with us this afternoon, and we can promise you some top-class polo action at the President's Bodyguard for the President's Polo Cup. Ladies and gentlemen, the two teams in front of you, we have the Bodyguards and the Cavalry team. Cavalry team has turned out in black shirts, and the Bodyguard team is wearing orange shirts. Two very, very experienced and respected umpires.
Welcome to the President's Bodyguards Parade Ground, where we are all about to start the President's Polo Cup 2017. An exhibition match between 61st Cavalry Riders and the President's Bodyguard. Both the teams very well turned out, with a lot of top-class players among them. In black is the Forest Rangers Cavalry team, led by their Commandant Colonel Ravi Rathore. Number 4 is Major Arjun Patil, who's current officer with the 61st Cavalry. Expectant audience here, enjoying the sun as well as the action, expectantly waiting for the action to begin here at the President's Bodyguard Parade Ground. In orange is the Ridge Chargers Bodyguards. Orange and with white stripes across their shirt is the Bodyguard side, which has Angad Kalan playing at 4 goals, Uday Kalan 3 goals, Simran Shergill 6 goals, and Naveen Singh at 2 goals. Both teams turning out at 15 goals each, so nothing given away, as handicap is what decides the. There you see the umpire for the match, Nicholas Scortini, along with the Cavalry back, Arjun Patil. Shirt number 4 are the strongest hitters in the team, playing what we call the back. Dhruv Gudara, one of the top forwards in the country, used to play at 7, now he's dropped down to 5. Lot of excitement. See the excitement among the people as they await the formal start of the action. Remember, this is the President's Polo Cup exhibition between 61st Cavalry and the President's Bodyguard. Both teams are the only horse-mounted regiments in the world, and 4 players a team, 2 umpires on the pitch. All there is good competition. There we see Colonel Naveen Singh. Beg your pardon, that's Colonel Navdeep Sandhu playing at 4 for the cavalry side, a former commandant of the cavalry. Colonel N.S. Khera, one of the 2 umpires, along with Nicholas Scorticini. Number 1, Colonel Major Arjun Patil. A lot of polo veterans turned out here to watch the action, as the 2 umpires wearing white vests to make them stand out. Both are obviously mounted to be able to follow the action on the field. Expert riders, both of them. Nicholas Scorticini and Colonel N.S. Khera, as we await the formal start of the play.
May I request both the teams to please march towards the grandstand and
Both
line up
teams
for the
now
introduction.
coming up towards the grandstand for the formal introductions. President's bodyguard in orange and green. With
All right, ladies and gentlemen, some last minute fine tuning with our sound system. All sounds good. देवी और सज्जनों, एक बार फिर राष्ट्रपति अंगरक्षक परेड ग्राउंड में आप सभी का हार्दिक स्वागत है और आपके सामने अब तैनात हैं दो टीम्स, बॉडीगार्ड की टीम जो कि ऑरेंज शर्ट्स में है और कैवलरी की टीम जो कि ब्लैक शर्ट्स में तैनात है आपके सामने। एक बार जोरदार तालियों के साथ दोनों टीम्स का अभिवादन हो जाए। Ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to introduce each player to you one by one. And what a lineup in front of us. Let me first introduce you to players of the bodyguard team, and each of them have a connection with the President's bodyguard. Playing in orange shirts at number 1 is the youngest player of the bodyguard team, Mr. Naveen Singh, also known as Noddy, who learned his horse riding and polo right here under the wings of the President's bodyguard thanks to his father and coach, Risaldar Major Honorary Lieutenant Ramesh Singh. And Naveen Singh, ladies and gentlemen, is one of the most promising young players, definitely headed towards a place in the national team in the coming years. At number 2 in the light grey helmet is a former captain of the national team, Angad Kalan. If he was not a polo player, he would have definitely been a movie star. Ladies and gentlemen, Angad Kalan is one of the most tenacious players in Indian polo, and he's kept his place in the top 5 over the last 15 years. At number 3, we have in the blue helmet, let me first call out the name of the older of the two Kalan brothers, Mr. Uday Kalan. A big round of applause because he's also the coach of the national polo team. Uday Kalan, gentleman on and off the field, although he does get very, very committed and excited on the field. So it's a great thing to have the two Kalan brothers who learned their horsemanship and polo also under the wings of the President's bodyguard, under the coaching of their father, Colonel R.K.S. Kalan, who at one time was the second in command of the President's bodyguard. And finally, ladies and gentlemen, how do I introduce you to the player in the dark helmet? Simran Singh Shergill. All right. The deadliest missile in the Indian Armed Forces is called BrahMos missile, and the deadliest missile in Indian polo is called Simran Singh Shergill. Ladies and gentlemen, a special round of applause for one of the two highest rated players in India, and Simran too learned his horsemanship right here at the PBG parade ground when he was a toddler under the coaching of his father, General KMS Shergill. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the players turning out in black shirts. At number 1, the youngest member of the cavalry team, we have one of the toughest riders and polo players in the Indian Army, Major Arjun Patil, a graduate of the Advanced Equitation course in Meerut. He's claimed honors in his training in Argentina. He's riding that beautiful grey horse. And definitely he's going to be a top player for the Indian Armed Forces in the years to come. At number 2, on that dark grey horse, we have one of the top professionals of India, Dhruv Gudara, a member of the current national polo team and widely acknowledged to be one of the best horse riders in the country. Dhruv Gudara, Mr. Consistency in person. At number 3, in the maroon helmet, former commandant of the 61st Cavalry, and I would say one of the best horsemen in the country over the last 2 generations, Colonel Navjeet Singh Sandhu. He's been a captain of the national polo team, an officer and a gentleman par excellence. At number 4, ladies and gentlemen, the captain of the cavalry team, the prodigy who as a cadet joined NDA being +2 in polo, Colonel Ravi Rathore, the commandant of the 61st Cavalry and also a member of the national polo team for the last 15 years. Ladies and gentlemen, Colonel Ravi Rathore is rated at +5. He's the highest rated player in the Indian Armed Forces. The two umpires need their own bit of introduction. In the orange turban, we have the captain of the ASC polo team, Colonel Navneet Singh Kheda, 80th course National Defence Academy. Very tough man, and he leads the ASC polo team with gusto and a lot of motivation. In the white helmet, the senior umpire, Mr. Nicholas Kortikini, is one of the world's top umpires, ladies and gentlemen. He has officiated at the highest level of polo in the world, and is here thanks to the invitation by the Indian Polo Association. And last but not the least, the senior most match official sitting right by my side, a former commandant
of the President's Bodyguard, Colonel H.S. Billy Sodhi, Vishesh Seva Medal, Arjun Award winner for excellence in equestrian sports, and one of the greatest horsemen of the last 50 years in our country. May I request the umpires to please line up the two teams. Big thanks to all the players for indulging us. All the spectators here are always keen to know more about the players. Ladies and gentlemen, I must thank Colonel Dheeraj Chengappa for putting this galaxy of polo stars in front of you. Umpires, you can throw in the ball and start play as soon as players are ready. So ladies and gentlemen, play about to start. This is going to be a 4-chucker match. Cavalry playing in black shirts and the Bodyguards team playing in orange shirts. And what a lovely field this is. The President's Bodyguard Parade Ground, as it's known. Simran Shergill straight away starts the proceedings for the Bodyguard teammates. Naveen Singh. Naveen Singh, popularly known as Noddy by his friends in the polo circuit, is Noddy. Look at the ball control and a bouncing ball. Noddy's being given the chase there by Major Arjun Patil. Keeps him off the ball. Colonel Ravi Rathore approaches. Backhanded shot, tries to defend, but Uday Kalan is there, and what a cracking backhander by Uday Kalan brings the scoreboard to life in the opening seconds of the first chukker. Look across the field, ladies and gentlemen. There's an electronic clock, and that clock is counting down from 7 minutes to 0. Each chukker has a playing time of 7 minutes. The clock will stop each time the umpire sounds his whistle. And I'll keep informing you about all the unique rules of polo. Every time a goal is scored, the teams are going to come back to the center line and start attacking in the opposite direction. Becomes a little confusing for the spectators who are new. And another great setup shot by Simran Shergill. But we have Dhruv Gudara attacking, playing in defense for his side. Mind you, ladies and gentlemen, there's nothing called defensive tactics in the game of polo. This is Dhruv Gudara on that grey horse, taking the ball towards the scoreboard, tops the ball, and there comes Ravi. Colonel Navjeet Sandhu. Navjeet tops the ball, again doesn't get distance, hook there by, oh, we have the first whistle of this match. So that was a close call between the two players. Colonel Navjeet Sandhu trying to attack for the cavalry team. Each time the umpires observe a situation that does not abide by the rules of polo, you will hear them sounding the whistle. And like I mentioned a while back, should there be a difference of opinion between the two umpires, they're going to ask the match referee. Ladies and gentlemen, unlike what happens in our society, the match referee here on a polo field is the final word. So if the match referee says foul, it's a foul. You can't go to any civil court and appeal against it. Whatever the referee says, that's it, buddy. Too bad. Okay, so we have a penalty and a chance here for the cavalry team. Remember, the cavalry team is playing in black shirts. That's Colonel Ravi Rathore wearing number 3 for the cavalry team. This ground is looking so good. I think all the golfers must be tempted to try their hand, but thankfully they're going to be kept away. That ball is going wide to the left. It's been stopped there by a horse. A chance for Colonel Navjeet Sandhu. And Navjeet strikes a backhander. Did that ball go wide? Yes, just a few inches wide. Look at the way the horses respond. It's almost as if their understanding of the game is as good as a player's understanding. And sometimes the play is moving on at the extreme ends of the ground. And if there's a foul signaled by the umpires, you must see how the horses react. That's Uday Kalan playing in the back position, deep position for the President's Bodyguard. Bodyguard in attack towards your left side. Nice pick up there by Simran Shergill. Simran, Naveen Singh, Noddy, once again keeping the ball close to his stirrups. Going along the boards there, being marked there by Colonel Ravi Rathore. Ravi is such a fit rider. He leans out of the saddle so much, defying gravity. I think if any ordinary person would lean out of the saddle that much, he is never going to return back. And the ball moves over the back line, so that's going to be a hit-in for the defending team. Quiet start to the proceedings here. A bit overwhelming for all the guests also to be here in the surroundings of the Rashtrapati Bhavan and the President's Bodyguard. Colonel Navjeet Sandhu bringing the ball towards the boards. This is Colonel Ravi Rathore tapping the ball, getting set to release. He's asking his forwards to move up. This is Ravi Rathore now. Ravi, big swing by Ravi, connects, but the ball is slowing down in front of Angad Kalan. Angad approaching. Major Arjun Patil tried for a pickup, but there comes a whistle. So, ladies and gentlemen, you saw that Angad Kalan was following the ball and Major Arjun Patil, who was ahead of him, was slowing down, which meant that the gap between the attacking player and the one who was ahead of him started narrowing, which means that there could have been a collision. And any situation which may lead to danger for rider or horse will always be called a foul in polo. Each time the ball is in motion, it creates an imaginary line in the direction in which it's moving. That's called the line of the ball. And the player who's following the line of the ball has right of way over other players. So this is a spotted in favor of the bodyguards. Uday Kalan, older of the two brothers. Lovely strike towards the center of the field. Great pass to his younger brother, Angad Kalan, charging towards the ball. He's wearing number 2 for the bodyguard team. There comes a big swing. Next shot doesn't connect. Colonel Ravi Rathore. Ravi gets a little touch. There comes Simran Shergill. Simran is wearing number 3 for the bodyguard team. Right next to the boards on the far side. Simran Shergill marked there by Dhruv Gudara, but the ball bounces over the boards and that's going to be a throw-in. So each time the ball goes over the boards, the umpires are going to ask the teams to line up for a throw-in. Major Arjun Patil. Arjun strikes. The ball deflects off a pony. Colonel Navjeet Sandhu. Navjeet picks it up on the near side. Ravi Rathore is there. Ravi tries for a near side pick up. A big bounce on the ball. There comes Simran Shergill. Overrides Navjeet. Angad Kalan. Angad. Lovely neck shot by Angad. Then it's Naveen Singh off the blocks. Naveen Singh in attack for the bodyguard team. Naveen Singh. Lovely pick up. Dhruv Gudara on his left side. Naveen Singh still with the ball. Look at that speed. That horse is really stretching out for the rider. And the rider's calm and cool. And he shows what it takes. What a lovely finish there. It is often said, ladies and gentlemen, that polo requires hot blood combined with a cool head. Super work there by Naveen Singh. And I don't know for what reason. I'm sure for some delightful reason he's called a noddy by his polo friends. And this is Simran Shergill now. Simran, lovely half swing. Look at the way Angad Kalan is now
2-0 the lead now for the President's bodyguard. 1 goal scored by Uday Kalan and 1 by Naveen Singh. As once again it's the bodyguards once again on the attack, and ball has gone over the end line, so it will be a hit in for the defending team, which is the Rangers. 1 goal scored by Uday Kalan and 1 by Naveen Singh for the bodyguards, giving them a 2-0 lead. So Cavalry still, remember it's a 7-minute chakkar and we are about a minute 20 left in the first chakkar. And now picked up by Colonel Navjeet Sandhu, former commandant of the 61st Cavalry, now pushing the ball up, but guarded very well by the back. Uday Kalan keeps it covered very well, backhanded, but again Ravi Rathore puts it up, and this is a good opportunity to reduce the margin for Ravi Rathore, wearing shirt number 3 for Singh. Tries a backhander. Simran Shergill blocks him, and finally the bodyguards get it clear now in the open. 2 players giving chase, and now in control is Simran Shergill, 6-goal player, being harassed this time. Good crack down the boards. Naveen Singh once again picking up, being chased by Dhruv Gudara, but too quick. Naveen Singh once again in good control and rides the ball into goal for goal number 3 of the first chakkar, and 3-0 is the lead for the Ridge Chargers bodyguards. Naveen Singh has got 2 goals now, the second and third, and 1 goal scored by Uday Kalan. So 3-0 the lead in the first chakkar. We've got about few seconds remaining at the end of the chakkar, and that will be the end of the first chakkar. First 7 minutes of action gone, and 3-0 the lead. There you see confirmation, chakkar 1 completed. After every goal the teams change the ends. We've got a break between chukkers. A 2-minute break for riders to refresh themselves and also change mounts and maybe a few running repairs. But at the moment, it's a wonderful display. We've got a very good turnout here at the President's Bodyguard Polo Ground, enjoying the afternoon's winter sun and game of polo. A lot of veterans. In the corner we see Raj Kalan there in the white moustache, father of Angad and Uday Kalan, who are both in action. Himself a 5-goal player, Raj Kalan. Colonel Billy Sodi, the match referee, another 5-goal player of his time, was commanding the bodyguards till 1988. The players getting ready for the second checker. Plus we've got at the end of 2 checkers we've got exhibition of tent pegging and trick riding by the cavalry as well as the Singh. There's you see the team. Cavalry team Ravi Rathore, N.S. Sandhu, Dhruv Gudara and Major Arjun Patil. Whereas Ridge Chargers have got Angad Kalan, Uday Kalan, the 2 Kalan brothers, Simran Shergill and Naveen Singh. Next to them is their handicap or the goal rating. So the higher the rating, the better the player. As we await the start of checker number 2. Three to nothing the lead while we await the arrival of the President of India. Exhibition match in progress between the umpire Nicholas Scotticini now ready to throw the ball in to start checker number 2. Remember, it's a 7-minute checker and orange is the Ridge Chargers bodyguards while black Forest Rangers cavalry. And there we see the start of the second checker. Ball picked up very well by Uday Kalan for bodyguards. Under the next shot, this time opportunity for Uday Kalan to give cheers himself, playing in jersey number 4. His younger brother Uday's younger brother Navdeep Sandhu this time is intercepting and leaves the ball for Dhruv Gudara. Navdeep Sandhu claims a right of way immediately by raising the stick. Horses should not come head to head, that is the key. And Dhruv Gudara, one of the finest riders, this time claiming the line. Dhruv Gudara, backhander, good defense. Angad Kalan pushes it forward and Naveen Singh in chase once again. Naveen being harassed by Colonel Ravi Rathore. He's already scored 2 goals, manages to turn. Naveen Singh goes for the backhander and there it is. Yes. Oh yes, the red flag has gone up, so he has scored goal number 4 and 4-0 the lead. Checker 2 now has seen the first goal of this match, and bodyguards now going 4-0 up. Both teams lining up at 15 goals each. Once again in control, under the neck, taken by Angad Kalan, pushes up and Navjit Sandhu. Navjit Sandhu is playing it back for cavalry. A former commandant gives it to Ravi Rathore. Ravi Rathore pushing it up. Ravi Rathore waiting. Cavalry still to score in this match. We are already 2 minutes plus into the second checker. Keeps it close and a backhand repentant by Angad. Colonel Navdeep Sandhu this time again pushing it forward, being harassed, manages to get it in, claims the line, and yes, we have no. Uday Kalan manages to get it clear, and the bodyguards lead will remain at 4-0. Bodyguards so far have dominated
Players fighting hard for possession there. Simran Shergill.
Simran Shergill wearing shirt number 3, the highest rated, one of the 2 highest rated players in the country. This time backhander by Dhruv Gudara. Claiming the line. Good pass there. Ravi Rathore will pick it up. Leaves it for Major Arjun Patil. Once again Simran Shergill riding in, harassed by Colonel Sandhu. Navjeet Sandhu pushes it and he has managed to score. So finally Cavalry do get onto the score and Navjeet Sandhu will be pretty. So 1-4 after 4 goals by the Bodyguards. Cavalry finally managed to score and get onto the scoreboard. Cavalry playing in black, and remember the ends will change immediately, so Cavalry will be attacking from our left to right now. Picked up by Dhruv Gudara, showing good turn on the horse, and this time pushing the ball up. Picked up very, very well. Hitting towards the boards so that the ball is in play. Simran Shergill giving chase. Backhander along the boards. Colonel Ravi Rathore's mount picks it up and promoted very well by Angad Kalan. Giving chases Uday Kalan. Will he be able to change the direction? Yes, under the neck. Uday Kalan, but Ravi Rathore has anticipated very well and going up. Uday trying to pick it up, but he's got Colonel Navjeet Sandhu following him. Both players claiming the line, but Navjeet Sandhu it is finally who picks it up and gets the backhander clear. Once again, Colonel Ravi Rathore claiming the line. Lovely high shot, promoted very well. Simran Shergill read the play very well. Was first off the blocks and managed to get possession. Arjun tried to hook, not allowing him a shot, pushing him off. And very well done there by Major Arjun Patil. Leaves it for Dhruv Gudara. Gopal Gudara overrides the ball. And still in possession, Dhruv backhander. Simran Shergill this time tries to pick it up. Line claimed by Ravi Rathore and a foul blown immediately. So 4-1. Still whistle has gone and the decision has gone in favor of the Cavalry side. So a penalty hit for polo rules are very, very tough. Right away, Colonel Ravi Rathore placing the ball for the penalty hit. So it's a 30-yard hit for Colonel Ravi Rathore and no defense in the. So this is a 30-yard penalty for Cavalry. Chance for them to score their second goal. Colonel Ravi Rathore, unguarded goal mouth in front. Goes straight over, through, and the red flag is up. So Colonel Ravi Rathore has also got onto the scoreboards, and now it's Cavalry who have scored twice in the last minute and 15 seconds remaining. 2-4. So Cavalry coming back very, very strongly. 1 goal each by Colonel Navjeet Sandhu and Colonel Ravi Rathore. Navjeet's father, Colonel M.S. Sandhu himself, was a 4-goal player, known in the polo circles as Kaka Sandhu, retired as a Major General in the Indian Army. Ravi Rathore now, son of another illustrious follow player, Colonel R.S. Rathore. Navdeep Sandhu trying to ride Simran Shergill off the ball. Good horsemanship by both. Simran Shergill showing wonderful push, and Simran Shergill scores goal number 5, his first, but goal number 5 for Bodyguards. Both players trying to ride each other off the ball, but Simran had the advantage of being in the attacking position and did not let go of the advantage. The lead 5-2 is final 20 seconds. 5-2 the lead for Bodyguards as we approach the end of Chakka number 2, and we will see an exhibition of tent pegging and trick riding after this as the players take a break. Navjeet Sandhu pushes the ball up. Dhruv Gudara, hooter has sounded. If the ball stays in play, it will continue till the ball goes out of play. This time a backhander attempted by Simran Shergill, not very far, but trying to gain possession. It is cavalry in defense. Ravi Rathore will, Simran Shergill will clear, deny Ravi Rathore as the another chance. Ravi Rathore claiming the line, and a foul has, the whistle has gone. So the whistle has gone, and we'll have to see what the decision is. But at the moment, at the end of 2 chakkars, it's a 5-2 lead for the President's Bodyguard. As the preparations, final preparations being made for the tent pegging and trick riding. Players will and as we prepare, standing salute is what we will begin with as the players walk the mounts off the field. So the Savars of the President's Bodyguard setting up for the
Colonel H.S. Billy Sodi, former Commandant of the President's Bodyguard, and Major General M.S. Sandhu, Vishish Seva Medal, also former Commandant of the President's Bodyguard. Incidentally, General Sandhu's son today is playing in front of us. Colonel Navjeet Singh Sandhu, former Commandant of the 61st Cavalry himself, so he's wearing the cavalry shirt in front of you. So, ladies and gentlemen, means I have got 2 stalwarts next to me, and I think for the collective benefit of the crowd here in the grandstand, I'm going to ask Colonel H.S. Billy Sodi, the match referee, about the discussion that he's having with General Sandhu. So, if you could please enlighten us.
Well, the two teams we have are playing two separate types of polo. The 61st Cavalry is trying to keep possession of the ball and not hitting first time. And as you can see, they nearly always lose the play or the ball. And the President's Bodyguard are playing the right type of polo where you must hit first time and open out the game. And you can see the result. They are leading 5-2. And I'm sure they win the match even after 4 chakkars. I'll ask.
So may I request General Sandhu also to please add to some technical comments about the play that you've witnessed so far.
two games are playing two different styles of polo. The cavalry is trying to retain possession, each player is tapping. And whereas the BBG team is passing directly shot to shot.
So ladies and gentlemen, in front of you is दफेदार मान सिंह. देवी और सज्जनों, लाल झंडा तैयार है दफेदार मान सिंह के हाथ में, जो कि ग्राउंड स्टाफ के इंचार्ज हैं. आज की शाम का ट्रिक राइडिंग प्रदर्शन अब आपके सामने शुरू होने वाला है और मैदान में उतरने वाले हैं स्टैंडिंग सैल्यूट पेश करते हुए राइडिंग टीम के सरदार रिसालदार लखविंदर सिंह. और अगर आप अपनी बाईं तरफ देखें तो घोड़े मैदान में उतरने वाले हैं. देखिए
इनको हटा दो थोड़ा सा.
कितनी शांति से आ रहे हैं मैदान पे. मैदान पे आते ही रॉकेट की तरह उड़ने लगेंगे. And here they come, ladies and gentlemen. This is Risaldar Lakhvinder Singh with the flag paying you cavalry compliments, being followed by Dafedar Jitender Singh, astride Tornado, Savar Sukhdeep Singh and Dafedar Sundar Singh. It looks so easy, ladies and gentlemen, when you have a rider like that. Look at that. Risaldar Lakhvinder Singh is riding a very powerful horse called Mektila. देखते ही बनता है. ये देखिए कितने शानदार रूप से मैदान के बीचों बीच चीरते हुए निकल रहे हैं रिसालदार लखविंदर सिंह राष्ट्रपति अंगरक्षक के झंडे के साथ. और मेक्तिला घोड़ा हवा से बातें कर रहा है. What a sight, what a beautiful sight. Being bathed in lovely sunshine of a winter afternoon in New Delhi. Ladies and gentlemen, what a sight. And look at the way the rest of the riders calming down their horses and getting back to the starting point. So we'll now have a demonstration of lance and lance peg. Each rider would come onto the ground with a lance in his right hand, and he'll try and pick up the first peg at the very start of the challenge with the lance in his hand. And after that, he's going to lean down from the saddle and try and pick up the lance and then the peg. And we have this demonstration being performed by pairs. The first pair on the track now. Savar Shakti Singh astride Virgo and Savar Hardev Singh astride Gladiator. And look at that, here they come. And one gets a peg, steadying up the horse. Young riders and young horses. So it was 1 out of 2 for both of them. And these are young horses, ladies and gentlemen, Virgo and Gladiator. देवियों और सज्जनों, बहुत सालों का प्रशिक्षण लगता है ऐसे प्रदर्शन को करने के लिए. और जिस रूप से सवार की ट्रेनिंग होती है हॉर्स राइडिंग में, अश्वारोहण में, उसी रूप से घोड़ों की ट्रेनिंग भी होती है. कोई भी स्पोर्ट्स पर्सन जब फील्ड में पहली बार उतरता है तो उसके दिमाग में टेंशन होती है, उसका दिल थोड़ा तेज धड़क रहा होता है. और अब राष्ट्रपति जी आने वाले हैं तो सभी का दिल तेज धड़क रहा है. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the second pair for lance and lance peg. This is also a very experienced pair which is going to come. We have to wait for the horses to clear the field. The oncoming horses need a clear track. The red flag is still up. Dafedar Man Singh is the marshal for the track. Some of the horses get really edgy. Now look towards your left side. That horse is really edgy, and the dark bay horse closer to the stands just takes off straight away. This is Dafedar Sundar Singh closer to you, and Savar Sukhdeep Singh on Hunza towards the far side. And Sukhdeep and Sundar. Oh, what a demonstration. Zabardast Pradarshan. जो राइडर आपके करीब थे वो थे दफेदार सुंदर सिंह डाक बे घोड़े पर. उनके घोड़े का नाम मिनिस्टर है. और सवार सुखदीप सिंह जो कि बे घोड़े पे हैं, उनके घोड़े का नाम हुंजा. बहुत ही शक्तिशाली घोड़ा है. जैसे आप देख रहे हैं दोनों घोड़ों की बनावट कितनी अलग है, चाल भी अलग है. दफेदार सुंदर सिंह बहुत ही अनुभवी सवार, और घोड़ा तो आखिर मिनिस्टर है तो कहने की जरूरत ही नहीं है. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we'll have a demonstration of triple tent pegging. Triple 10 pegging is one of the toughest elements in a trick riding demonstration. The rider to come in front of you would be the leader of this team, Risaldar Lakhvinder Singh, on his favorite horse, Tornado. And what a powerful horse this is. A battle veteran, Risaldar Lakhvinder Singh. The rider is carrying a lance in his right hand, a sword in his mouth, and a bayonet in his left hand. Look at the way Tornado takes off. What a sight there. Lakhvinder steadying up, twirling the lance in his hand. He's getting ready for the first peg. There he gets it. Out comes the sword. And the second one. There comes the bayonet. And it's 3 out of 3. क्या शानदार जोड़ी है रिसालदार लखविंदर सिंह और टॉर्नेडो की. हमारे दर्शकों को मैं बताना चाहूंगा, रिसालदार लखविंदर सिंह, जिनको मिलिट्री ऑपरेशंस में बहुत गंभीर चोटें लग चुकी हैं और इनके बदन की कई हड्डियों की जगह स्टील प्लेट्स और स्टील रॉड्स लगी हुई हैं, लेकिन फिर भी अपनी रेजिमेंट के लिए पूरी जान और जोश के साथ हमारे सामने प्रदर्शन कर रहे हैं रिसालदार लखविंदर सिंह. और अब मैदान में उतरेंगे ट्रिपल 10 पेगिंग के दूसरे नमूने के लिए दफेदार सुंदर सिंह और उनके घोड़े का नाम मिनिस्टर. देखिए वहां पे आपके बाईं तरफ घोड़ा तैयार है और जैसे ही लाल झंडा नीचे गिराया जाएगा, ये गया झंडा और वहां से आए मिनिस्टर मैदान पर. दफेदार सुंदर सिंह के दाहिने हाथ में लांस, आर्मी का लांस, 9 फुट 9 इंच लंबा लांस, और इससे उठाए पहले पैक उठाने की कोशिश. तलवार से उन्होंने टच किया और बेनट, एंड ही गेट्स इट फाइनली. लेडीज एंड जेंटलमैन, always a backup plan by the riders of the President's Bodyguard. It looks really easy. You must be wondering, what is that lance? Is it specially constructed? Well, it's a standard issue army lance that measures 9 feet 9 inches in length. Ladies and gentlemen, on a quiet day, maybe you can go to the President's Bodyguard and try and lift the lance. The way they twirl it, it looks like a badminton racket in the hands of a President's Bodyguard trooper, but it's a big thing. And to carry a sword in the mouth and a bayonet in your left hand, it's a really, really tough job to do here. But now we'll have a demonstration of hanky picking. And this time, once again, we'll have a pair of riders approaching. Risaldar Lakhvinder Singh और दफेदार जितेंद्र सिंह, ये दो राइडर्स अब मैदान में उतरने वाले हैं. आपके सामने हैंकी पिकिंग जोड़ी जोड़ी से आएंगे राइडर्स.
अरे मेरे को क्लियर मिलेगा यहाँ से.
Most of the time when we see a trick riding demonstration, it's usually one single rider, but this time the President's Bodyguard is up the ante and we have two riders coming on the track together, trying to maintain dressing, which is very difficult because usually horses have different paces, different strides. And here they come from the left side. Let's have some cheering, ladies and gentlemen. This is the first round of hanky picking. Risaldar Lakhvinder Singh right in front of you. On the far side, Dafedar Jitender Singh. He get the first one. And a touch on the second. And trying their best to get the third one. So if you saw what happened, it was a result of their enthusiasm. When they leaned out for the yellow hanky, for the saffron hanky in fact, their horses shifted a bit on the track towards the right side. So that's the reason why they lost a couple of strides in trying to steady up the horse. And they missed picking up the red hanky. But nevertheless, they recovered well in time to successfully collect the green handkerchief. So a great demonstration once again of hanky picking. And what a sight. Tornado, the dark bay horse, closer to us. And Mektila, the powerful horse on the far side, being ridden by Dafedar Jitender Singh. And the next pair to come on the field now would be Dafedar Sundar Singh and Sawar Sukhdeep Singh. You saw this pair earlier in the lance and lance peg demonstration. देवी और सज्जनों, हैंकी पिकिंग का एक और नमूना आपके सामने पेश करने के लिए मैदान में उतरने वाले हैं. दफेदार सुंदर सिंह, मिनिस्टर घोड़े पे सवार, और सवार सुखदीप सिंह, उनके घोड़े का नाम है हुंजा. और देखिए किस तरीके से मैदान में उतर रहे हैं. ये आए आपके सामने दफेदार सुंदर सिंह और सवार सुखदीप सिंह. क्या बात है, शानदार प्रदर्शन, 3 में से 3. एक बार जोरदार तालियां हो जाए दफेदार सुंदर सिंह, मिनिस्टर, सवार सुखदीप सिंह और हुंजा के लिए. What a sight. The way they have motivational words coming out of them with a war cry on their lips, and their horses also fully charged up. It's that smile is full of confidence, And just the way they approach, you know that they are going to give you a great demonstration. So that was Dafedar Sundar Singh astride Minister and Sawar Sukhdeep Singh astride Hunza. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we'll have a demonstration of team 10 pegging. We'll have 4 riders coming onto the track together in a line abreast formation. जो फोटोग्राफर्स ट्रैक के अंत में बैठे हैं, आप लोग बिल्कुल हिलिएगा मत, और आप मेरे ख्याल नेशनल ज्योग्राफी की टीम है, राइट? Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we've got a team from the National Geographic channel also recording the proceedings here. So please don't use a flash. Okay. And very soon we are going to see 4 horses coming on the track from your left side. Where are they? अरे ये घोड़ा कहाँ से आ गया भाई? अरे हट जाओ ट्रैक से. अरे हट जा मुंडे, हट जा, मर जाएगा मुंडे, हट जा. एक बार जोरदार तालियां हो जाए देवी और सज्जनों. ये बीच-बीच में राष्ट्रपति अंगरक्षक के सवार बीच-बीच में घुगली भी डाल देते हैं. तो एक बार जोरदार तालियां हो जाएं. बहुत ही बहादुर दफेदार मान सिंह थे वो आपके सामने, आपके मनोरंजन के लिए. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the final chapter in this trick riding demonstration is going to unfold in front of you. We'll have 4 riders, and there they are. You can see them towards the extreme left side. 4 riders will be approaching. The tough part here is to maintain dressing, because remember, horses are not motorcycles or machines. They're all differently built. They have different stride lengths and different rate at which they're going to take their strides. And it's the skill of the rider that he's going to try and maintain dressing with his teammates. So all in all, it's going to be a wonderful demonstration. Mind you, the horses at one point start racing against each other. Horses are animals of flight, so their instinct takes over. And when one horse sees another running by, they all start racing with each other. And here they come. Look at the way they are approaching the track very calmly. All 4 riders. And here they come. Dafedar Jitendra Singh astride Mektila, Sawar Shakti Singh, Sawar Hardev Singh and Sawar Sukhdeep Singh. 1, 2, 3, 4. What a lovely show. So giving precedence to accuracy over dressing. A wonderful demonstration by all these 4 riders. Dafedar Jitendra Singh, Sawar Shakti Singh and Sawar Hardev Singh and Sawar Sukhdeep Singh. Ladies and gentlemen, with that we come to the end of this trick riding demonstration. May I request you for a big round of applause for the trick riding team and also for the ground staff led by Dafedar Man Singh. Your kind attention please, umpires. All set to start play for Chakra number 3. So ladies and gentlemen, let's, as we wait for both the teams, the bodyguards and the cavalry team to return to the field and start play for Chakra number 3. You know, for many, many years, I've been wondering about this one thought which has been swirling in my head. And now the man himself is sitting next to me, Colonel H.S. Billy Sodhi, Vishish Seva Medal, former Commandant of the President's Bodyguard. Sir, I've always wondered, how did you get this nickname Billy? So can you please share the story with us?
It was because when I was born, my father's best friend and his who was also in his regiment. He was Billy Moria. And my father always said that if ever I have a son, I'll call him Billy after you. That's all.
Wow, ladies and gentlemen, let's have a round of applause for that little story. Colonel H.S. Billy Sodi got his nickname thanks to his father's friend. And of course, men in uniform always have these lovely anecdotes to relate. Should never miss a chance to get these out of them. And incidentally, ladies and gentlemen, Colonel H.S. Billy Sodi was also the commandant of the 61st Cavalry. He is one of the few who's commanded the 61st Cavalry as well as the President's bodyguard. Players returning to the field, and the umpire, if you can see, taking some polo balls from the ground staff. Each umpire has a certain kit. There's a whistle that an umpire carries around his neck. There's a special belt which is fitted with pouches, special pouches, so that an umpire can load those pouches with polo balls. And the stick which an umpire is carrying has a wire mesh at the very end, so that he can pick up a polo ball from the field without dismounting. So after that exciting break, that was the halftime break. Normally, ladies and gentlemen, a halftime break in polo is 5 minutes, with chucker breaks being limited to 2 minutes. 5-2, the bodyguards team very much in the lead. Few of us, ladies and gentlemen, have had the utmost privilege and honor of riding in the pristine rich forest here under the wings of the President's bodyguard. Right behind you, through the forest, there's a trail called Mount Patton Trail.
We're all set to start the third chukker, and the third chukker will start with the foul that was blown at the end of chukker number 2. At the moment, the score is 5-2 in favor of the President's bodyguard Red Chargers, and the cavalry in President's bodyguard orange. Leading by 5-2 at the end of 2 chukkers. 3 goals scored by shirt number 1, that's Naveen Singh for you. Players lining up as the umpires will place the ball, still awaiting 2 of the cavalry riders, Colonel Rathore and Colonel Sandhu, to join the action. There you see the cavalry, Simran Shergill wearing shirt number 3, exchanging pleasantries with his teammate number 1, Naveen Singh. Shirt number 4, Angad Kalan, the coach of the current Indian team. As Colonel Navjeet Singh Sandhu now joins them, and they are awaiting. So we are all set to get chukker number 3 underway. Remember, it's a 7-minute chukker. Score 5-2. Ball has been thrown in. Dhruv Gudara takes charge. Colonel Ravi Rathore in possession, pushing it goalwards. Can he get a hit? Claims a line, claims a foul, but no whistle. And finally, we have a whistle as the ball goes over the end line, the back line, and it will be hit in for 60-yard mark is where the free hit for the cavalry side. Placing the ball is so cavalry has Dhruv Gudara teeing up the ball with Colonel Ravi Rathore waiting. Navjeet Sandhu and Arjun Patil still near the goal mouth, but the goal is defended, so you got the orange riders guarding. Now 60-yard hit. Defending the goal is and Meanwhile, we have Nick Scorchini now chasing an intruder of the canine intruder of the pitch as Dhruv Gudara steadies up. You can expect a ball to be hit high now. That's what the rider will try. The umpire has called play. So the clock is up, and there we see Dhruv Gudara wearing shirt number 2. Hits it up in the air. Very difficult to defend the bouncing ball, but it goes just wide. So an opportunity missed there by Cavalry. Still down by 3 goals. We are in chakka number 3. Remember, 7-minute chakkers. We've already had 2 and no addition to that score. Angad Kalan pushing the ball up. Meanwhile, we have a whistle as the ball has been foul has been spotted by the 2 umpires. Seems to be a bit of a and I think Nicholas Scorchini is trying to clean up. So Scorchini has got the ball off the field. It's a possession for Cavalry. Ravi Rathore pushing the ball up, strong hit. Dhruv Gudara claiming the line, but it's been taken very well by the Angad Kalan and riding it off as Angad Kalan now with a long hit. Wonderful run by Angad Kalan. Looks back to who's in chase. Dhruv Gudara is in chase, but Angad Kalan right on target, giving a good gallop there and under the neck, and scores his first goal of the match and goal number 6 for the President's Bodyguard. So the ball was put into goal. 6-2 is the lead. Bodyguards leading as the players will line up in the mid pitch. That is Angad Kalan, the scorer of the 6th goal for President's Bodyguard. Lead 6-2. Good display by the Bodyguard side. Immediately there was a foul and possession handed to Cavalry.
I'd like to tell you that this is one of the oldest rules of modern polo, which was discovered 160 odd years back in the Highlands of Navtej by 2 British officers.
Navjeet Sandhu placing the ball. Former commandant of the Cavalry side now trying to, there you see Colonel Sandhu. So hit for the Cavalry side. The players will move up. That's Colonel N.S. Kheda of the Army Service Corps, captain of the Army Service Corps, one of the 2 umpires for the day. Colonel N.S. Kheda discussing. Seems to be some problem with the clock, and Colonel Kheda has ridden all the way towards the scoreboard to have a word. And it's Dhruv Gudara, older brother. Manupal Gudara is rated at 6. Colonel Nicholas Scorchini. Sandhu under the neck, pushes it forward, but Angad Kalan covering it very well, turns it off very well with the forehand, turn it away from goal mouth, and Colonel Ravi Rathore immediately gives up the chase, goes back to defend, goes over back line, so it will be a hit in. Bodyguards reading 6-2 in checker number 3. Yep. Cavalry will, since it was put out by the bodyguards, so the cavalry will get a 60-yard hit. It's a defended hit, so goal will be defended. And let's see if Dhruv Gudara can. He had a good hit in the first earlier in the chakar, but now can he try and do? Dhruv Gudara has given this up in favor of Colonel Ravi Rathore, wearing shirt number 3. And there we see Colonel Ravi Rathore riding up, lining up a good high hit. Hoods up, and no, it is not. Just missing the target. Remember, in the air between the poles is counted as a goal. That's why we have a goal signal. So at the moment, stuck at 4 goals behind. Still plenty of time to go in the third chakar. 5.5 minutes to go out of the 7. We've had 1 goal by the bodyguards in this. After 2 chakras, we were tied. The bodyguards were leading at 5-2. This time hooked away by Sandhu. Angad Kalan pushes it forward, but now Navjeet Sandhu, good hit. Simran Shergill. Simran Shergill giving chase. Navjeet Sandhu. Can he turn in time? That is going to be the key. Good control by Navjeet Sandhu. Wonderful riding, and he will take it in. So Navjeet Sandhu gets his second goal and the third for the cavalry riders, and it's 6-3. Navdeep Sandhu. Colonel Ravi Rathore. Wonderful finish there by Colonel Ravi Rathore. It was, and now Ravi Rathore once again with a great ball up to Arjun Patil, Arjun Kalan, and Navjeet Sandhu. Dhruv Gudara it is from the left, but he can't keep it on target, just wide. At that speed, controlling the horse and the ball together is easier said than done, but hitting for the bodyguards, the lead by 3 goals. Simran Shergill will not be allowed possession by Dhruv. Backhander, very well turned. Angad Kalan, the backhander. Bit of a melee there, picked up by Major Arjun Patil. Given to Navjeet Sandhu. And Arjun Patil, it is just wide. Naveen Singh it is who's been pulled up for a foul, so it could be a spot hit. 3.5 minutes remaining, and we have a spot hit being awarded to the cavalry side, and they could very well get goal number 4, and there it is. The ball has been converted. It's 4-6. The 4-6 now the score. We are in but under 3 minutes. Four goals. Simran Shergill trying to claim the line. Ball stopping on the players, and Navjeet Sandhu's Uday Kalan will pick it up. Uday Kalan very smartly done there under the neck towards the goal, but just wide. 6-4 score. 6-4, 6-4 यार, पेनल्टी अभी स्कोर हुई है. Cavalry, and this time good lofted shot, backhander missed completely. Angad misses again, and this time a good pick up by Dhruv Gudara, pushes it forward. Dhruv Gudara is in good control. Picks it up on this. Look at the stick work. Look at the control by Dhruv Gudara. Is being harassed. Will he be hooked? Claims a line. Two players, and Dhruv Gudara will ride it all the way into goal. Goal number 5 for Cavalry. So Dhruv has got 2 in quick succession, and now the difference, which at one point of time was 4 goals, is down to 1. Dhruv Gudara picked up the ball in midfield and rode all the way with great control, great stick work to score. And now, with just over a minute, remember the ends change, and this time Dhruv Gudara once again picking up the ball, showing the alacrity of a forward. Light rider Dhruv Gudara, got good speed there, giving the ball a good control and riding the other off, and it's all level, 6-all. 6-all as we approach the end of third checker. So what a comeback. 3 goals in a space of about 45 seconds by Dhruv Gudara, and we are all level. 30 seconds remaining. Checker number 3. Remember, it's a match of 4 checkers. Checker. So there, again a backhander attempted by Dhruv Gudara. Navjit Sandhu. Colonel Sandhu is given a good backhander. Off the board, Simran Shergill. Can he take control? He's been ridden off by Ravi Rathore, Colonel Rathore, and now Dhruv Gudara once again showing wonderful control of the ball, pushing the ball into the dangerous areas where players can't come and try and hook him. 6 goals each, and can he finish off with the cavalrymen in the lead? Trying to hook him from behind was Naveen Singh, and hits it goals wide, and it is goal. 5 goals in the final 3 minutes, and Cavalry have finished checker number 3 with a lead. 2-5 is where we started this checker and finished it at 7-6, the lead for Cavalry, down by 3 goals. They've come back so strongly to lead by 1 goal. 7-6 the lead now for Cavalry. Cavalry now have really shown how strongly they can, and Dhruv Gudara taking advantage of all the opportunities that came his way. Scored 3 of the goals in this checker. So we await the 4th and final checker.
सभी दर्शकों को सूचना दी जाती है कुछ ही पलों में माननीय राष्ट्रपति जी श्री रामनाथ कोविंद का आगमन होगा। राष्ट्रपति जी के आगमन के बाद राष्ट्रीय गान बजाया जाएगा।
आप सभी से निवेदन है कि राष्ट्रपति जी के आगमन पर आप कृपया अपने अपने स्थानों पर खड़े हो जाएं और राष्ट्रीय गान की समाप्ति तक अपने स्थानों पर खड़े रहें। धन्यवाद। Umpires, your kind attention, please. Umpires, your kind attention, please. Play for checker number 4 will restart with a formal introduction of players. Thank you. Teams are requested to line up for national anthem. Colonel Kheda, if you could please request teams to line up for national anthem in front of the stands. Thank you. All players, you're requested to please come quickly and line up for the national anthem. Thank you. So, ladies and gentlemen, what an afternoon this is turning out to be at the President's Bodyguard Parade Ground. A lot of our guests would be wondering why this polo ground is called a parade ground. That, ladies and gentlemen, is because this is where the troopers and horses of the President's Bodyguard, the senior most regiment of the Indian Armed Forces, conducts its formal equestrian parades. And this ground is formally known as the President's Bodyguard Parade Ground. This ground was relaid in the early 1950s and has seen some of the finest polo action in the world. It's a great honor for all the players in front of you and the match officials to be here, ladies and gentlemen, to perform under the auspices of the oldest and senior-most regiment of the Indian Armed Forces, the President's Bodyguard, that was founded in the year 1773, almost 250 years back. Initially known as the Governor General's Bodyguard, and later in 1857, the regiment was renamed as the Viceroy's Bodyguard. And on the day when our country became a republic, on the 26th of January 1950, the regiment was renamed as the President's Bodyguard. Many of the soldiers who today wear the uniform of this regiment are 5th and 6th generation soldiers following in the footsteps of their forefathers. And mind you, every member of this regiment is a paratrooper, a tankman, and a horse rider. And some, like the second in command of the regiment, Lieutenant Colonel Dhananjay Dravid, are also aviators, the helicopter pilot. Multi-talented people in this regiment, keeping up the traditions of this outstandingly elite regiment called the President's Bodyguard, which has its own place in the militaries of the world. I'd like to inform you, ladies and gentlemen, that the proceedings this afternoon, the President's Polo Cup, is being telecast live on Doordarshan. We have this telecast going all over the world thanks to satellite television. And big thanks from all the players to the crew of Doordarshan who are with us this afternoon. The motorcade of the President of India now sighted. troopers of the President's Bodyguard in their ceremonials, leading the presidential cavalcade onto the parade ground. Subedar B.S. Uttekar leading the brass band from the Bombay Sappers off the parade ground. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a matter of great privilege for all of us in Indian polo that we are here at the President's Bodyguard parade ground to perform in front of the President of India, Shri Ram Nath Kovind. May I request the teams to please walk up to the grandstand. We'd like to introduce each one of the players and officials once again before start of play for the fourth and final chakra of the President's Polo Cup 2017. देवियों और सज्जनों, आपसे अनुरोध है कि जब प्लेयर्स का नाम लिया जाए तो जरा जोर से, जरा दिल से तालियां बजा के उनका अभिवादन करें. Let me first introduce you to players who have turned out once again for the Bodyguard team. At number 1, the hard-hitting young star of Indian polo, Naveen Singh. एक बार जोरदार तालियां हो जाएं. नवीन सिंह के पिताजी रिसालदार मेजर ऑनरी लेफ्टिनेंट रमेश सिंह, जो कि राष्ट्रपति अंगद से हैं, और नवीन सिंह learned his riding here at the PBG parade ground. In fact, all the players who are in front of you in orange shirts for the Bodyguards team have connection by birth with the President's Bodyguard regiment. In the light grey helmet, the younger of the two Kalan brothers, Angad Kalan, former captain of the national polo team and currently also a member of the national polo team. In the blue helmet, we have the coach of the national polo team, Uday Kalan, the older of the two Kalan brothers, and the most deadly missile of Indian polo, the highest rated player in India, Simran Singh Shergill, playing at number 4. And now players of the cavalry team wearing black shirts, the toughest player in the cavalry team, the young Major Arjun Patil, a graduate of the Advanced Equitation course and definitely one of the finest players in the army today. In the grey helmet and red visor on the grey horse, Dhruv Gudara, member of the present national team and one of the finest polo players in India over the last 2 decades. In the maroon helmet, a former commandant of the 61st Cavalry, internationally acclaimed horseman, Colonel Navjeet Singh Sandhu, whose father, Major General M.S. Sandhu, has also commanded the President's Bodyguard. And finally, ladies and gentlemen, the captain of the cavalry team, Colonel Ravi Rathod, commandant of the 61st Cavalry and a member of the national polo team for the last 15 years, the highest rated polo player in the Indian Armed Forces. The 2 umpires, in the orange turban, we have Colonel Navneet Singh Kheda, the senior most player from the Army Service Corps and captain of the AC polo team.